The truth that sets you free. Have you ever wondered, what if the stories I cling to are the very ones holding me back? It's a tough question, one that many of us are hesitant to confront. We all crave comfort and seek the familiar, but sometimes this comfort comes at the cost of our growth and authenticity. In this video, we'll explore a powerful truth. The truth will set you free, but first, it will shatter your illusions. We'll dive deep into why we cling to false beliefs, how to confront these illusions, and why the freedom on the other side is worth the pain. Let's start with the concept of illusions. What do we mean when we say illusions? In simple terms, they're stories or beliefs we tell ourselves to avoid discomfort. Think of them as walls we build to protect our comfort zones. These walls often provide temporary relief from fear, insecurity, or pain. But here's the catch. These illusions aren't real. They're constructed realities, and over time, they can become prisons that limit our progress. Consider the illusions we cling to in relationships. Perhaps you convince yourself that everything is fine, even when you're deeply unhappy, for fear of being alone. Or in your career, you tell yourself, this is the best I can do, to avoid the fear of pursuing something new. These illusions feel safe because they protect you from uncertainty and discomfort. But at what cost? The hidden cost of illusions is high. They keep you from questioning the status quo, and they rob you of the opportunity to grow and evolve. While they might shield you temporarily, over time, they keep you stuck, unfulfilled, and disconnected from your authentic self. Now comes the hard part. What happens when truth knocks at the door? Confronting the truth isn't easy. It can feel like a direct challenge to the reality we've constructed for ourselves. It's unsettling because it threatens to take away the very comfort we've relied on. This is why truth feels threatening at first. It requires courage to look at yourself honestly and admit, I've been holding myself back, or what I've believed is no longer serving me. Often, when people are faced with this, their first instinct is to resist. It's human nature to avoid discomfort. You might feel fear, denial, or even anger when a truth you've long avoided finally comes to light. Imagine someone who has invested years in a career they secretly hate. The truth that they're unhappy and unfulfilled might be staring them in the face, but to admit, it feels overwhelming. It might mean starting over or facing judgment. Yet until they acknowledge this truth, they remain trapped, unable to move towards something better. This initial confrontation can feel shattering. The illusions that once provided comfort begin to crumble. But what feels like falling apart is, in reality, an opportunity for something greater, to rebuild on a foundation of truth, strength, and authenticity. Let's address the elephant in the room. The pain of confronting the truth is real. There's no sugarcoating it. When illusions break, it often feels like the end of the world. Everything that was familiar, those comforting beliefs, the narratives you constructed, disappears, leaving behind a void. But here's the thing about pain. It's temporary. Truth's power lies in its ability to illuminate, to show you what's real and what's possible. Yes, the moment of realization can feel like standing amidst the rubble, but it's also the beginning of something breathtaking, a reconstruction, this time built on solid ground. Think of a piece of chain breaking. When the links snap, it's abrupt and jarring. But that broken chain symbolizes freedom. Similarly, confronting and breaking down illusions might shake you to your core, but it also liberates you to build a life that's aligned with who you truly are. Climbing out of the fog of denial and illusion can feel slow and arduous, but with every step forward, clarity sharpens. You begin to recognize the blind spots you couldn't see before, and gradually, you start to trust the process. The pain dissipates, replaced by a sense of alignment, authenticity, and peace. So, what does freedom feel like? It's not about the absence of challenges or struggles. It's about the absence of false beliefs that weigh you down. When you live in truth, you no longer have to carry the burden of pretending. You're no longer confined by the walls of a story you don't believe, a lifestyle you don't love, or a version of yourself that doesn't feel right. Freedom feels like stepping into the light. It's the clarity of understanding yourself, the real you, not the version molded by fear or expectation. It's the confidence to make decisions from a place of authenticity rather than fear. It's the ability to let go of toxic relationships, take risks on your dreams, or set boundaries that honor your values. Picture this: you're hiking a mountain that's shrouded in fog. For hours, you can barely see a few feet ahead, and every step feels uncertain. But then the fog lifts, and the view becomes clear. What you see takes your breath away. That's what living in truth feels like. It's the removal of the barriers that once clouded your path and the realization of the beauty and potential that's always been there. Freedom is growth, and growth can't happen in the shadows of falsehood. By embracing truths, no matter how difficult, you create space for a more meaningful, fulfilling life. By now you might be wondering, how do I begin this journey? The first step is to look inward. Reflect on where illusions might exist in your life. Are there areas why? The first step is to look inward. Reflect on where illusions might exist in your life. Are there areas where you feel stuck, unfulfilled, or out of alignment? These are clues. Often, the areas where you feel the most resistance are where the truth is trying to surface. Start small. Journaling is a powerful tool to uncover hidden layers of your beliefs. Ask yourself honest questions like, what am I pretending not to see? Or what would I do if I weren't afraid? Let your answers guide you. Sometimes having these conversations in therapy or with trusted friends can also help you get to the heart of what's true. As you confront these truths, you might feel the temptation to retreat back into comfort. This is normal. Building resilience is key to pushing forward. Remind yourself that discomfort is temporary, but the freedom on the other side is permanent. Take one step at a time. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, because every step toward truth is a victory. Be patient with yourself. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and there's no perfect timeline for transforming your life. The important thing is to keep moving forward, even when it feels hard. Trust that the pain of shedding illusions is paving the way for something much greater. At this point, you might still feel hesitant. That's okay. Change is scary. But take a moment to ask yourself, what's the alternative? Would you rather stay in the comfort of illusions, knowing they're limiting you? Or would you rather embrace the challenge of truth and unlock a life of authenticity, freedom, and fulfillment? The truth isn't easy, and it doesn't promise instant gratification, but it does promise something far more valuable: a life that's real, a life where you know yourself deeply, make choices that align with your values, and pursue the things that truly matter. Remember, every transformative journey begins with a single step. That step might feel small or insignificant right now, but it's the beginning of something extraordinary. Trust that each moment of discomfort is building the strength and courage you need to live in truth. You have the power to break free from the illusions you've outgrown. You have the strength to face the truths you've been avoiding. And most importantly, you have the potential to create a life that reflects the very best version of you. So, what step will you take today? What truth are you ready to embrace? The journey won't always be easy, but on the other side of shattered illusions lies freedom. And within that freedom is the life you were always meant to live. The truth will set you free, but only if you have the courage to embrace it.